Good afternoon, everyone. This is Scott, your host. As you can see, we are on Jenny 2, my EcoTric Fat Tire electric bike. We are on the Nature Coast Trail today. It is a beautiful day here in Chiefland, Florida. That is Northwest Florida. And this bike trail that I'm taking on a ride for today is very nice. It's paved the whole way, as you can see. A lot of it is tree lined, so on those hot days when you need a little bit of shade, the beginning of this trail, we started out in Chiefland, Florida. If you would take this trail 26.6 miles to Cross City, Florida, that's where you'd find the end of the Nature Coast Trail. So it is quite a trip, but I've done that many times and it's very enjoyable, especially on a day like today. It's about the mid to upper 60s here in Florida. Hope where you are isn't too cold or too snowy or too stormy, but hope that you're having a good day on this Saturday and that you're enjoying this trip down the Nature Coast Trail. All kinds of interesting trees and foliage and plants. We are still in winter here, believe it or not, in Florida, even though they call this the land of endless summer. So a lot of the trees are keep their foliage. Some of the trees do drop leaves. You can kind of see that on this path. But we're very much still in the winter time and heading into spring, when everything will start greening up a little bit, especially when we start getting more rain. And it does rain a little bit here and there, but we are approaching the rainy season, and that's really the later part of May, June, July, even into August, sometimes into September. That's when we'll get those good soaking rains, and everything will really start to green up from this short winter we've had here in Florida. Weather's been kind of cold lately. These are the first real days of warmth. We did have this past week into the mid 80s, so that was a little bit different from what it's been. It's been cold at night, but very comfortable sleeping weather. In the RV last night, I started from Strawberry Fields for RVers RV Park, which is about 1.5 miles from the trail, and starting down the path to share with you today. Hope you're enjoying it. If you enjoy e-bike and RV content like this, please subscribe to the channel and hit that like button, hit that thumbs up. That will help the channel grow so I can bring you even more great RV and e-bike content. And also share with your friends. If you have a friend that is into the RV lifestyle, into the biking lifestyle, or perhaps they want to see more about what it's like, suggest that to them, share that with them. That would be greatly appreciated. Again, my name is Scott, and I am a full-time RVer and have been doing that just over a year now. So I live and work on Jenny, my 2016 Coachman Freelander 27 QB. In the comment section, you'd like to see what Jenny the RV looks like. I'd be happy to do some content around that. Let me know what you'd like to see, where in Florida this spring, summer, and fall you would like to see, and we will try to make that happen. Appreciate you watching today on this Saturday. Really nice day, a little breezy today, but makes for a nice bike ride because it's not so hot. Once we start getting into the later spring, especially in the summertime, these bike rides, you have to take a lot of extra liquid along. I have 3 water bottles on board, big ones. And so that helps me keep hydrated. That's something you don't always see on the bike trail, and that's a vehicle. It must be one of the rangers. I gave him a nod, he waved. They do patrol this bike trail to keep it safe. So they want to make sure everyone has a great time when they use it. And so I'm glad to see them out there and patrolling. You're enjoying this trek down the Nature Coast Trail today. Boy, what a beautiful day. Absolutely perfect. Even though it makes it a little harder to pedal with the wind, certainly keeps you a lot cooler. Because it is hard work, especially when you go the distances that I tend to travel. When I go out on e-bike rides, my typical ride is about anywhere between 35 and 40 miles, depending on the day. On the weekends, I'll definitely be out longer, taking longer trips. But again, this is a absolutely just gorgeous day for bike riding. In the comments, tell me about some of the things that you like to do. Do you have a bike? Do you have an e-bike? Where do you like to go and ride? Do you travel with your bikes? Do you plan trips around bike trips? Let me know in the comments. Love to hear about that. People walking and biking on the trail today. Usually there's not a lot of people. Sometimes when I'm riding this trail, I'll take the whole trek down to Cross City, and I may not even see anyone on the trail. It's like having your own private bike path. Pretty cool. So if you're ever in Northwest Florida, want a great place to ride, check out the Nature Coast Trail. Again, starts in Chiefland, Florida. You can also start it along various points, including starting in Cross City and doing it that way. People are very friendly along the trail. I've had some interesting conversations. If I've stopped to change out a battery or have stopped somewhere just to take a quick rest. Always been nice. Nice people. Now we're kind of in a little bit of an open area here. Not as much of as a tree canopy as the beginning section. What are you doing on this Saturday? Are you hunkered down somewhere because the weather is cold and snowy? Are you traveling? Let me know in the comments what you're up to on this Saturday. One thing I've seen along the way, and we may see some today because of the warmth, is turtles out on the path. These big tortoises, actually. Don't know if we'll see any today. They still may be in hibernation. But in Florida, in general, the weather is pretty good year-round. We do get a little bit of cold, especially seems like in January is when we can get our coldest nights. We did get down to 24 just one night, and there has been some nights when it's gotten down to near freezing, but those are few and far between. And actually, some of those cold nights are some good sleeping weather in the RV. Very comfortable. Just pile on the blankets and keep warm. A question for you to also talk about in the comments is, have you traveled to or planning to travel to Florida? And what are some of your favorite places to go? If you look back on some of my previous videos and you like this kind of content, you can see my various trips that I've done. The most recent one was between Christmas and New Year's. That was to St. Augustine, Hollywood, Florida, and then ending up in Key West. So if you'd like to see those places and some of the great sights, definitely check out the previous videos from that time. I think you'll enjoy it. One of the things I really enjoy about biking is I find it very relaxing. If I've had a stressful day, getting on my bike is just a great way to get centered again and get back to nature, especially on this particular trail. Very nice area. You do have to be careful on the trail. You do have some intersections that go through the trail, so always want to slow down, check that there are no cars, though we are in rural Florida. Those are few and far between. When you run into cars, kind of that cross traffic, but it does happen. Just have to always be aware of your surroundings. This is a cool trail also to ride on when it starts getting a little bit dark. The sun starts setting. As you know, Florida is famous for its sunsets, so it provides some spectacular views along the trail. And I am set up for night riding, and I'll show you that. If you can see that, that is actually my bike light, and you may have seen some pictures before of my bike lit up at night. I have lights around the tires, and a light on the back, so I am set up for night riding. Keeps me safe, keeps me visible, and it can be a little bit cooler, especially in the summer. I tend to ride a little bit later to get out of the heat of the day, so very accustomed to bike night riding. And there's a shot, of course, of Jenny 2, my 26-inch fat tire e-bike. Any of you have e-bikes and enjoy riding them, or mountain bikes? Let me know in the comments. I like electric bikes because of the pedal assist, and you can kind of see that on my display. It I can track my mileage, how fast I'm going. I'm going at a pretty steady pace. Now I've got it on, you can see the 3 number, that's pedal assist 3. That's kind of a mid-tier pedal assist. And that gives me, it's like riding a regular bike. And it tends not to draw so much power because with it on 3, I can actually go, if I'm careful, probably around 40 miles. So I can get a lot of mileage. But if you go up to what's level 5, it's doing a lot of the work for you, but it's eating up a lot of the battery. And I have 2 batteries on board. In the back of me is a basket. And so I keep a spare backpack, spare battery in there, so I have an 80-mile range. And you can kind of see also some of the accessories. I've got a little bell. There's a controller right where my phone holder is. That adjusts the speed up or down, and then that middle button that turns it the battery on or off. I've got some storage on the bike for things like keys, my wallet, things like that, headphones. There's one of my water bottle holders. I've got 2 under the seat as well to keep hydrated. There is my Shimano 7-speed. So if I'm doing any hills, I can change the speeds. And then this is the throttle. So I can actually ride the bike by pushing this forward like this and holding it down. It will actually run the bike for me, much like a motorcycle. So if you get tired and I have some juice left, I can actually just let the throttle do the work and not pedal at all, which is kind of cool. So that's some interesting things about Jenny 2. We are coming up on the 6.5 mile mark here. It is getting late into the video, so I'm going to sign off for now. And this will be part 1. Look for part 2 in future episodes. Appreciate you coming along today. Hope you enjoyed the ride. Ride on.